What's good in the hood, YouTube? So, recently, in the past couple of days now, there's been this major event many people might know as E3, and it's been a whole lot of fun. At this point, I personally am still kind of watching it online. A lot of that. Sadly, I could not go to E3. I wish I could have. I did not get the chance to. I hope to in the future, maybe in the next year or so. Hopefully soon. I don't know if it'll be next year, maybe 2 years from now. Hopefully next year, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. But E3 this year has been super fun online. One thing that's different about E3 this year for me personally was the fact that YouTube this time decided to be a part of E3, and by that I mean YouTube decided to stream a lot of things that a lot of us wouldn't necessarily be able to see otherwise, and really we got a really good coverage, as well as having seeing some special guests show up and some other stuff as well. And the host for the YouTube showing was pretty cool. He's done some interesting stuff, and there was some interesting video stuff with him, and I ended up watching a lot of his a lot of that stuff at first before moving over to some other things, possibly things like IGN or some other things like the like the Nintendo Treehouse, or some other things as well. And right now, I'm actually, while we're doing this, every once in a while just checking over just to see what's going on, because most of the streams are pretty much done, but like IGN's still up, and two other streams are still up. So yeah, so I personally am excited. I've personally been enjoying this a lot. I'm looking forward to a lot of games. And the thing is that I have a number of videos that I want to do talking about E3. But the thing is that, see, I'd rather not. Is that personally, if I spoke about E3, I could spend like an hour on E3, possibly. But what I wanted to do was possibly split up a few videos, like do like 4 or 5 different videos talking about my thoughts of E3, and they'll probably go up one after another. I know I usually try not to do that as much anymore, but for this, I really think it'd be good just to have some E3 thoughts and personal reactions. But this is more or less this video is specifically talking about like just my overall feeling of E3, rather than like a specific topic. So I'd rather this just be an introduction to this whole entire idea, which is just the idea that overall, I thought E3 was really fun. I thought each of the companies did something interesting. I'm going to go into, in different videos, possibly like who won, as in like which of these different companies that were the major presenters, which company won and why, or as well as like where some companies fall on my scale of yes, they did super well, versus someone who's like I'm not necessarily fond of, but I'm not against. So I'll have that kind of video up, where I'll have something like, okay, what's my opinion of this company or these companies? Because like certain companies, they only have a few games that I really care for, while other companies they have like 10 games that I care for. So personally, I'd rather not, have one video on one company that has like 2 games, while there's another company that maybe has like 10 games that I care for. And so sometimes I might have 2 or 3 different companies. There might be other things as well. I might talk about just where I watched it on as well, because I mentioned YouTube, but I watched it on some other sites as well, as I said, and just talking about my personal experience with that, and how that's affected me. And personally, I've been watching E3 for the past good number of years, like I'd say 4 or 5 years, maybe a little bit more than that. I wish I watched it earlier, but I don't think they really were streaming as much early on, so regardless, this is it's exciting to watch, and it's fun to watch, and if you're a gamer, it's something to watch. If you didn't watch it, it doesn't mean you're not dedicated. It doesn't mean you're not someone that's a big fan of E3 either. It just means that maybe you didn't have the chance to watch it, or maybe you'd rather wait until a certain game comes out rather than getting spoiled with some news at E3. And or maybe you just feel jealous of the people that are going. You're just like, I don't want to see something that's going to make me feel it's going to make me feel jealous because I'm not there, or something like that. Like, there are people that do that. I have friends who are like completely like that. Like, I'm not going to watch this because I wish I were there. Like, that's a real thing. Or just in general, you just want to wait and see when these games come out rather than seeing these videos, which are fun videos. But not everyone is interested, and some people just rather wait and see. Personally, for me, I've had a great time with this. It's been a lot of fun. I think that E3 is such an exciting thing. I mean, this is the time of year where a lot of major conventions go on. Typically, E3 happens. Eventually, San Diego Comic Con is going to happen soon enough. I think that's next month, actually. I believe so. Maybe it's actually, I think it's next week. I don't remember. Regardless, it probably is next week. And I'll probably be covering that too. Which will be exciting because personally, San Diego Comic Con is another thing that I'm really, really looking forward to. Really exciting. San Diego or New York, both major Comic Con sites. More so San Diego. Regardless, really exciting stuff today. Let's not talk about San Diego. But this is the time of year where a lot of those conventions happen because a lot of people are getting off of work. It's practically summertime, so it's that time of year and that's why things are like this, and that's why companies say, okay, we're gonna set aside June rather than say January to do it, because more people are going to be more available compared to in January, where a lot of the game developers will be, but not necessarily all the kids. Like, you'll have a smaller audience of kids and you'll lose a lot of those viewers, and also people can't just get out of school or can't just do things like that. And that's the thing, because there's that kid audience too that they have to always factor in, and it's so important because a lot of the audience for all these game developers have to focus on the youths, because a lot of their audience comes from the youth base rather than from from the adults. But there are plenty of adults as well. It's just that they want to have all ages, and by doing it at a time of year where kids really aren't doing much anyway, you're gonna help that. It's gonna help you as a company get a bigger audience, and just overall you're gonna do a lot better. And I think that's something that's so important to remember when it comes to these events, and that's why they do them at certain points in time, because people are less busy during certain points of time. And this is around the time that schools are ending and stuff like that, so it's perfect for a lot of those people who just have some time off and they just want to do something, and it's around that time, so it's understood. So yeah, so pretty much that's about it for this video. I'm going to probably do some videos on specific companies, as I said before, also on who I think did the best, and also the order of what I thought was great, what I thought was okay, what I thought was terrible. And I'll probably be doing those kind of things as well. Those will be split up into several videos, probably about 4 or 5. I'm not really sure at the moment. Probably 5 or so. That's where I'm thinking right now it will be. Actually, it might be a little bit long. Probably 6 or 7, actually, now that I think about it. It's going to be something substantial. It will probably last the rest of the... it'll go into next week, probably. I'm not sure if that's necessarily completely true, but we'll see. At this point in time, I'm guessing my typical awesome close videos that I've been doing, it will probably be postponed to the following week. So I believe we'd be at the 4th episode of that, and there's supposed to be 5 episodes of that. 4th episode's gonna probably have to be pushed back a little bit to the following weekend, which will be fine. And possibly it might be pushed back again if Comic-Con's next week, because if it is, I might do a lot of Comic-Con coverage, and it might push things back a lot more, so I might not finish that stuff until, say, July. Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's not necessarily the longest video, and it's not necessarily a lot about my personal thoughts. It's more it is, but it isn't. It's more or less my plans and overall opinion, rather than all these specific things. So anyway, guys, that's about it for now. Please remember to comment, subscribe. Also check out all the other awesome content on this channel, and remember to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video, probably E3 related. So anyway, guys, goodbye.